looking. He finds Garnett with 2 to shoot. Long 3. Got it!
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, Garnett at the horn hits a fall-away 3 from about 25 feet.
Welcome back to Inside Louisiana Athletics. I'm your host, Ben Schaefer, keeping you up to date on all things Ragin' Cajun. Let's get you caught up on all the action from this past week. Ragin' Cajuns baseball had 4 home games last week. Tuesday afternoon, they took on Texas Southern. The Cajuns battled through rain and temperatures in the 40s and fell behind 8-1 early, but Louisiana would not go quietly. J.R. Tillett came in relief and pitched 4 innings to slow down Texas Southern's offense and start to shift the momentum. Then the Cajuns' bats came to life, scoring 7 runs in the 7th inning and 2 more in the 8th to storm back in this one, taking the 14-11 comeback win. Moving along to the weekend, the Cajuns faced number 23 ranked Nebraska in a 3-game series. The Cajuns would fall on Friday night 6-1. However, on Saturday, what was supposed to be a single game was changed to a doubleheader to avoid poor weather coming in on Sunday. The Cajuns flipped the script Saturday, taking a win in the first game 4-1. Then in Game 2, Andrew Herman made his first appearance on the mound this season and put on a show for Cajun Nation. He pitched his first complete game since 2022, striking out 9 batters along the way. The Cajuns' bats put up a season-high 13 hits that helped propel the Cajuns to a 10-2 win to take the series. This week, the Cajuns have a pair of midweek games. Tuesday night, they take on McNeese, and Wednesday night, they take on Southeastern. Both of these games start at 6 p.m. Then the Cajuns will travel to California to take on UC Irvine in a weekend series. You can watch the McNeese game as well as the weekend series on ESPN+. Last weekend, softball hosted the second Ragin' Cajuns Invitational Tournament. Saturday was a doubleheader. In the first game, the Cajuns took on Houston. The Cajuns' offense got off to a hot start when Emily Smith and Cecilia Vasquez delivered back-to-back home runs in the first inning. This game was a back-and-forth battle, and the Cajuns would find themselves trailing going into the bottom of the 7th. Down to their last out, senior Laney Crater smacked an RBI single up the middle to walk off the Cougars 8-7. In Game 2, Emily Smith continued to have the hot hand of the dish with her second home run of the day to put the Cajuns up 3-0. Sam Ryan took to the pitching circle in this one and hurled 6 innings, striking out 4 and only giving up 2 runs to help the Cajuns take the 9-2 win in this shortened game due to weather. Unfortunately, the poor weather was inescapable Sunday, and Louisiana's doubleheader versus Houston was canceled. This week, the Cajuns travel to Alabama for the Jane B. Moore Memorial Tournament hosted by Auburn. The Cajuns will play 5 games over the weekend, 2 games against Rutgers, 2 games against Auburn, and 1 game against McNeese. The Cajuns' 2 games against Auburn will be airing on the SEC network. Fans can also listen locally on 103.3 The GOAT or worldwide on the Varsity Network app. Thursday night, men's basketball looked for payback versus the Troy Trojans. At halftime, the Cajuns trailed 38-29, and with 14 minutes and 41 seconds remaining, the Trojans held on to an 18-point lead. However, Louisiana would not fall to Troy again. The team rallied together, with 4 Cajuns finishing in double digits. Zeke Cook was one of those players. He had 15 points on the evening, posting his first double-double as a Cajun. As the second half continued, Louisiana continued to chip away at the deficit. With 20 seconds remaining and 1 second on the shot clock, Kentrell Garnett drained a fadeaway 3-pointer from deep to give the Cajuns the lead and ultimately the win, 72-69. This is the Cajuns' largest comeback win since 2023. Louisiana would keep this momentum rolling into their Saturday game versus Southern Miss. This game was a back-and-forth battle that saw 11 lead changes. As the game went down to the wire, Kentrell Garnett drilled a 3-pointer to put the Cajuns up for good in this one. The Cajuns would take the 62-60 win and have now won 4 of their last 5 as they enter the final week of the regular season. This week, the Cajuns have their last 2 regular season games before the conference tournament. Wednesday night, it'll be Louisiana versus Arkansas State at the Cajun Dome for the final time this season. Tip-off is scheduled for 7:30 p.m. Then, Friday night, starting at 7 p.m., the Cajuns take on South Al in Mobile. Both of these games will be airing on ESPN+. Last week, women's basketball was on a road trip. Wednesday afternoon, the Cajuns would fall to Texas State 69-58. Saturday afternoon, the team took a trip to Monroe to face the Warhawks of ULM. The Cajuns would drop this one by a score of 62-58. Looking ahead, the conference tournament is right around the corner, but the Cajuns still have 2 regular season games this week. Wednesday will be their final home game as they take on South Al starting at 5 p.m. Then Friday, they will face Southern Miss. This game also tips off at 5 p.m. Both of these games will be streaming on ESPN+. This past weekend, men's tennis competed in the HEB Tournament of Champions. The Cajuns started off the weekend with a 4-2 win over New Mexico State. Then on Sunday, the Cajuns closed out the weekend with a 4-2 win over Texas A&M Corpus Christi to deal the Islanders their first loss of the season in 9 matches. Louisiana's golf team opened their spring season by taking a 6-stroke win over Houston and New Mexico State to win the Border Olympics. Milan Potgieter posted a 1-under-par 70 and helped lead 3 players in the top 11. This win was the Cajuns' first since claiming the 2023 Argent Financial Classic. The Raging Cajuns track and field team will be competing in the Sun Belt Conference Indoor Champions this week in Birmingham, Alabama. This season, the Cajuns have posted 44 top 10 scores in the Sun Belt Conference and are coming off a historic performance in Nashville at the Music City Challenge hosted by Vanderbilt. Results from the Sun Belt Conference Indoor Champions will be posted as soon as possible on RagingCajuns.com/track and field. And that's your recap of all the action from this past week inside Louisiana Athletics. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Cajuns!